This is Dr. Herbert Harris, and I'd like to welcome you to Success Mentorship Call number 120. And our topic for today is your choices determine your life. And as you know, so often the much of the information we cover in our program is from our book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success. And those of you who don't have one, be sure to get one at 12 www.12uls.com. All right, let's see. So we are done with all of our commercials. This has been an interesting day because the topic for today is one that is so profound. Of all the topics we have covered, this is probably the most important. And I'll say that again. This is probably the most important topic we've covered. And the reason is because choice is choice is your most powerful asset. There's a great quote that I love, and it says this, that success and happiness are not matters of chance, but choice. Zig Ziglar said that. Success and happiness are not matters of chance, but of choice. So what is this choice thing that we're talking about? There's an interesting definition, and it says that choice is really the act of selecting or making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities. The act of making a decision when faced with two or more possibilities. The root concept now is decision. And as I've, many times when I prepare for our talks, I like to look into words because words have such power. And the word decision, when you look back into the Latin derivation, it means to cut off. So really making a decision is about cutting off other choices. Now, when we think about that, that makes a lot of sense. When you're confronted with a number of different choices, a number of different possibilities, then when you choose one, you've cut off the others. So let's delve into this choice thing a little more. Choice is something that you do, either actively or passively. There's a great quote, and it says that a choice made in haste can change your life forever. A choice made after deliberation can change your life forever. The difference is the choice made in haste, the change may be something that you don't want. The choice made in deliberation is probably something that you do want. There's a spiritual concept, and it says, choose this day whom you will serve. So it's about the choice between faith and fear. We look at the political horizon right now, and we look at some of the advertisements, and one advertisement talks about faith in the future, and another advertisement talks about fear of the past. And so this idea of choice is really a navigation between faith and fear. If we live a life based on fear, the consequences are just incredible. If we live a life based on faith, the consequences are incredible. And what does it mean? In other words, whatever choice you make, you always get the consequences. There's a nice quote, and it says, you are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choices. Let me say that again. You are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequence of your choices. And so when we talk about the fact that when I said that today is choice is probably one of the most powerful lessons that we'll ever have, is because every choice we make is like a seed. And when we plant a seed, that seed always grows. It grows in the nature of that seed. So if we make a poor choice, we have planted a seed, and that seed will bear fruit and will generally be pain and discomfort and unhappiness. If we make good choices, we've planted a seed, and it may be joy and happiness and abundance. And so the nature of the thoughts determine the choices we make, and the choices we make determine our life outcomes. Each choice, we so often talk about E equals mc squared, the relativity. Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. On the spiritual level, energy equals manifestation. M is manifestation. So anything that we do creates a vibration. And so when we make a decision, when we make a choice, we have literally created a vibration that will change us. We have literally created a vibration that can make our lives great or make our lives smaller. So if life is a manifestation of the choices we make, let's examine this process. Number one, the image I'd like for you to think of is that idea that life is like a garden. You have weeds and you have flowers. Flowers represent the good ideas, the good thoughts, the good emotions, the good relationships that you have. Weeds represent the negative of that. The interesting thing about life is that you have to affirmatively plant and care for flowers. You don't have to plant weeds. And so when we look at a situation where have created amounts to weeds, it can be dire, it can be negative, it can be painful. And so as we look at our lives, we want to create a vibration of health, of happiness, of love, of success, of prosperity, of money, of all the good things that we enjoy, that we like. So let's look at this process. The quality and nature of the decision, of the choices we make, really depends on our state of mind at the time. So if we're in a negative state of mind, if we're upset, if we're depressed, the choices that we make based on that vibration will create like vibrations. So we often say, don't make decisions in haste, because a state of mind in haste may be in an agitated state of mind, and any decision you make is a seed. And so you don't want to plant a seed that you don't want, because the seed, one of the laws of manifestation is the seed manifests in its nature. In the Bible, it says a corrupt seed creates a corrupt tree. A healthy seed creates a healthy tree. So when we look at this idea of choice, it's very important that we look at our state of mind. And so when we make choices, to make sure that our state of mind is such that we have created the environment for good choices. So what determines our state of mind? Well, number one, our state of mind is determined by our feelings. The first law of success says that a mind shall have whatsoever it thinks in its heart. And so our state of mind is a combination of the thoughts in our mind and the feelings we have about those thoughts. And when we make a choice, when we make a decision now, It is in the context of how we feel about ourselves. It is in the context of the thoughts and the emotions that we have within. To the next extent, though, the choices we make depends on the focus we take. So focus is directed energy. Whatever you focus on grows. And so if you focus on positive thoughts, thoughts of empowerment, thoughts of faith, thoughts of love, then that energizes that vibration within you. We often say, what you focus on is what you energize. What you energize is what you realize. And so as we make choices, we must be sure that it is based on a focus on the things, on the feelings, on the emotions, on the habits, on the people that we desire to experience. We literally create our lives from the thoughts that we have and the feelings we have about those thoughts. So often the feelings we have about the thoughts revolve around the feelings we have about ourselves. Bring ourselves to the party. And so if we don't feel good about ourselves, the thoughts that we manifest will be congruent with the negative feeling we have about ourselves. And so if we feel that we are inadequate, if we feel that we're not enough, if we feel negative about ourselves, we have a poor self-image, we have low self-esteem, that is the vibration that comes into the thoughts that we have, which then creates the state of mind for the decisions we make. You see, it's always an inside job. We may not be able to control some of the external experiences or situations in our environment, but we can control our reaction, the choices we make with respect to that situation and that environment. So we can look at a situation where it looks really dire from the outside. We just experienced the pandemic. And so we can look at that pandemic from the idea of, man, it's a terrible situation. I'm bored, I'm confined. Or we can look at it from the situation of, wow, I have time to pursue the thoughts and the things that I really want to do. I've been so busy making a living and tending to my job and all of my obligations that I haven't had a chance to be still and know who I really am. And so this idea of choices really comes back to working on inside who you are and what you feel about yourself. Because until that vibration is congruent with the person you want to be, they're always going to make choices that don't bring about the results you say you want. Many times we'll go to classes, we may take courses, we may do things to improve ourselves, but once again, we always bring ourselves to the party so we can come and take a class or take a course, and inside we may be feeling something incomplete, something negative, and so we miss the whole message. We always talk about that party that one person will go, two people can go to the same party, and one thinks it's a great party, the other thinks it's a terrible party. What's the difference? The difference is the state of mind of the person. So how do we set ourselves up to make better choices, knowing that the life we live is a result of the choices we make? Well, the first key is to really remember that choices are made in a moment-to-moment environment. Every day we make hundreds of choices. So many of them are almost subconscious. One of the things about developing good habits is when you have good habits, you eliminate a lot of the supplemental choices that you make, because every choice that you make takes energy. So for example, if you have a routine, if you get up every day at a certain time, you get your body, your mind into that vibration. 6 o'clock, I wake up, whether the clock goes off or not, to think about getting up in the morning. If you don't have that vibration, then you have to set your clock. You call your friends, say, please call me at 5:45, make sure I'm up. I have a very important appointment at 8 o'clock. And so a part of our lives of making better choices is to create better habits so that we can devote the attention, the focus on the things that we really want to create. So let's look at these 5 steps that help us make better choices on a moment-to-moment basis. The most important choice you ever make is the choice of how to use your time. Let me say that again. The most important choice you will ever make is of how to use your time. We often say the time question for success is moment to moment to ask yourself, is this the best use of my time when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? I'm going to say that again because this is a question I'd like for you to carry with you on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis so that as you are faced with the choices of how to allocate your time each day, to ask yourself, is this the best use of my time right now when I consider my goals, my vision, and my purpose? So let's look at this. The first is choose to either confront or avoid. And they always do, and they always will. We have a choice. We can choose to confront it or we can avoid it. Many times we run away from things, but even running away is a choice. When you choose to avoid a situation, avoid a choice, when you say, well, I don't have to make a choice, that's a choice in itself. So you have to choose to either confront or avoid. If you choose to avoid, then whatever it is, you'll get it over and over. So in relationships, if you're overlooking when someone treats you poorly, guess what? It happens over and over again. If you keep overlooking the need to be ready to take advantage of an opportunity, guess what? Opportunities will pass you by over and over again. So the first choice is the choice to confront, because the moment you confront whatever the situation is, you have now given your vibration, your energy to that situation. And now whatever you're focusing on with respect to that situation helps you bring it about and helps you handle it. One of the beautiful things about confronting situations is that we grow through them. Life is a constant process of growth, and there will always be challenges. But the beauty of life is that as you grow through each challenge, there is that inherent faith that you're always moving towards a better outcome. The second choice we make is whether we want to deal with it on a strong or a weak basis, whether we want to be victim or victor. As situations come into our experience, we can see ourselves from a faith perspective of victor. We can see ourselves as David facing a Goliath from an idea of a victor. Or we can see ourselves as a victim, where everything that is happening in our space is like an encroachment upon our being. It's like a limitation upon our freedom. And so we have to make a decision. Do I deal with it? Do I have faith in myself and in the outcome that I'm seeking? Or do I deal from a position of fear and past failures and all the negativity? So take a strong, a victor approach. The third decision we make is, do I complete it or do I give up? Do I follow through or do I falter? Now, this is a profound decision, a profound choice, because whatever you get in life determines how you act upon it. And if you continuously give up, there are people who have great talent, but they don't have the persistence, the fortitude. And so if you find yourself getting right to the finish line and then letting discouragement weigh you down, getting right to the finish line when one more blow would have made the game and you choose to not do it. And so this idea of completion, to make a blanket decision that whatever choice you make, you're going to see it through. We often talk a double-minded person, when they can't decide whether to go forth or not, they'll start and then they'll stop. And we've all been there, where we'll start a project, we'll start an endeavor, and then something creeps in, some negativity creeps in, and we slow down. We may even throw in the towel and quit. So we have to make that choice to always complete what we started. If we're a farmer, then whatever seed we plant, let us water it, let us protect it, let us cultivate it, and let us let it grow. The fourth key is preparation versus procrastination. When we are confronted with the situations in life that we must make choices about how to deal with, we can deal with it from a preparation point of view. One of the beautiful things of life is that when we're confronted with situations, we can always say, well, I've walked on these coals before. I've been knocked down before. Willie Jolly says every setback is just a setup for a comeback. And so when you have that type of attitude, then you say, I am prepared. Let me prepare myself for whatever this situation is, because I know that I will be victorious. On the other hand, if we procrastinate, if we put off making a decision, if we put off taking action, that in itself is because that is the vibration we put into the atmosphere. No matter what we do, we create a vibration. And so it can be a vibration of preparation where we say, I did everything I could with what I had to do it with to make tomorrow the way I want it to be. Or it could be a vibration of procrastination that says, I'm going to wait until tomorrow to deal with it. You see, that decision in itself is a seed that you planted, and the seed of procrastination always ends in failure. The fifth key in choices, in decision making, is trust versus doubt. I love the symbolism of Peter walking on the water. Peter made a decision to walk on water. And the symbolism there, you normally can't walk on water. It's like walking on hot coals with Tony Robbins. You normally don't walk across 16 feet of hot coals. But if you have faith in your ability to do that, then the universe, all the vibrations in the universe manifest to make it happen. And so when we are in the position of choice, of choosing, we have to have trust. We have to have faith in ourselves, in the process, in the reason for us being here. God don't make no junk. Bad English, but good sense. So just the fact that you're alive means that you're put here for a divine and important and singular purpose. And so as you make your decisions, you have that faith inside that you're here to do great works, and you act accordingly. If you permit doubt to come in, doubt undermines energy. Doubt changes the focus of the magnifying glass as it focuses light upon a piece of paper to make that paper burn. Doubt changes the focus to just sunlight. Not that sunlight is bad, it's just that the sunlight can't burn the paper. It needs to be focused in order for that energy to go into that paper to create the fire. And so as we live our lives, we make choices based on the outcomes that we desire. If we don't make active, positive choices, the outcomes we desire are congruent with the world mind, with the world vibration. It's really a denial of our own God consciousness that we are put here for a divine purpose. So let's review what we've done today. Number one, the idea is that every choice is based on your state of mind. Your state of mind is based on your feelings about yourself and the thoughts regarding those feelings. Your state of mind is determined by what you focus on. And so to make right decisions, focus your energy, your vibrations on your goals, on your dreams, on your good desires, on your purpose. Because whatever you focus on grows, and that then creates the energy to manifest life in the way that you want it to. If your choices are based on negative emotions, negative habits, negative people, the seed that you grow is congruent with that negativity. Follow the daily activity, the daily process for creating proper choices. To one, choose to confront whatever the challenge that appears before you. If you can face it, you can grow through it, and anything you grow through, you go through. And the beauty of life is it's a constant process of growing through challenging situations. Take strong action. The moment you make a choice to confront whatever that thing is in front of you, take strong action. Be decisive. Number three, follow through. Complete whatever you start. The moment you make a choice to do something, be committed to see it through all the way to the end, because it is that process of seeing it through to completion that gives you the power to manifest it. Number four, be prepared. All that you read, all that you study, all the relationships that you develop prepare you to make better choices. And number five, focus on trust. Focus on faith. Knowing always that you are put here for divine purpose, for good reason, for good cause, and all you have to do is make the choices congruent with who you really are, knowing that the best is yet to come. Wow. Whew, folks. I enjoy so much these Saturday mornings with you. I know that you can tell that each lesson for you is a lesson for me. And as we close, I'd like for you, of course, to do three things. To be sure to like and follow our Life Skill Institute Facebook page, facebook.com/Life Skill Institute, because it's on this page now that you'll be seeing a lot more of some of the tools that we'll be providing to help you grow and become the person you want to be. Number two, let's get three people on the call. If you're a part of what the call is on the Facebook, on the live broadcast, because when you share this message, it creates a vibration that helps us all grow. And then number three, to be sure to subscribe to the Success Mentorship Network, patreon.com/Success Mentorship Network. The link is in the post below. So once again, this Saturday morning, it's been my honor to share with you the thoughts that I've been having, knowing that we're one mind, we're one connection, and whatever one of us is going through, we all go through, knowing that the best is yet to come. So it is.